Okay, we've done the first three of the four G minor shapes starting the 2-5-1 progression. The fourth one is the second inversion G minor 7 chord, which is here at the 11th fret, 12, 12, 11, 13, okay? Kind of looks like an A minor shape, slid all the way up here, and then you add your pinky, okay? And really the important thing, again, as I've said in the past, is to learn the actual values of the notes. So this is the 5th, the root, the 3rd, and the 7th. And that way, it's easy to think flat 5 or sharp 5. If you want to make it the 7th, the 6th, you can do that very easily by knowing which notes are which in the chord shape. Okay, so that's the G minor 7, that's the 2 chord. The 5 chord is C7, and there's a C7 right there, nice and handy. Okay, so this is 10, 12, 11, 12, okay? Pure C7 chord. And then our beloved F major 7 chord right there. Very simple one. Okay, now you might want to go to the major, just a pure major chord, so that top note resolves up to an F, like this. Or you could go stay on the major 7th and keep the top note E. So G minor 7, C7. Okay. And I'm not really going to go too far. I could go up here to this C7 with a cutaway. I would probably, do that. And I could play this F, or I could do. It's a little tough on this guitar because of the cutaway, or the lack of the cutaway. I could also go down here like that if I wanted to. But for the most part, this is the neighborhood. It's nice and tight, close together frets, and easy to play. So those are that's the basic 2-5-1 right there. Okay, so let's do some alterations. One thing that comes to mind is we can keep that top note the same for all three chords and have a G minor 6, C6, and F major 7. Okay? Or, so what I did was I went G minor 6, I went 12, 12, 11, 12. So I just brought the pinky down a fret. Then I went to the C7 chord, again, which is 10, 12, 11, and 12. Root, 5th, 7th, and 3rd. Then the F major 7, which is all this bar here and then 2 frets up, add the E note on top. So that would be, the top note stays the same for all three chords. The other thing I could do is I could just go like this, G minor 7 to G minor 6, which is also the same as C9. Okay, I'll explain that. So C7 is here, right? If we want to make that a 9th, we could take the 3rd down to the 9th, but we lose the 3rd, so we lose the major minor tonality of the chord. Generally, when we're going to take a drop 2 chord and make it into a 9th chord, we're going to take the root up. Okay, we lose the root, but chances are when we're playing these chords, we've got a bass player, and the bass player is going to be playing the root, so it's not really an issue. So this is a nice kind of 9th chord here. So we have the 9th, the 5th, the 7th, and the 3rd. Okay, and then that resolves nice to the F major 7. So it would be G minor 7, C9. All right. Now, if I wanted to do C7 flat 9, it's very easy too. It's just right there, and that's nice because the movement. I love that subtle movement where we've got the pinky moves down a fret, the F goes down to an E, the D goes down to a D flat, and these two stay the same. Okay, it's very. A lot of times when I'm playing drop 2 chords in particular, I'm thinking of a choir. A choir is bass, alto, or bass, tenor, alto, soprano. So each one of these lines you can think of as a bass, a member of the choir: bass, tenor, alto, soprano. Okay, and one of the things I learned in college in music theory was to keep movement as simple as possible for everybody. So if the melody has to be the melody generally. The sopranos are going to be singing the melody, so they got to do whatever the melody is. The basses also are going to have to kind of do whatever the bottom. They may be jumping around 5ths and 4ths and things like that, and that's not unusual. But if you don't have to move a tenor line and you don't have to move an alto line, then don't. And this is a classic example of where we're moving the basses and we're moving the sopranos, but we're leaving the tenor and the alto where they are. Okay, so here's the bass singing the D. We got the tenors here on the G and the alto on the B flat. And when I resolve there, when I resolve to the C7 flat 9 chord, only the bass and the sopranos are moving. And here, if we're going to continue the analogy, then the bottom three voices move, and the sopranos stay on top. Okay, so there's G minor 7, C7 flat 9, F major 7. We could do G minor 7 with a flat 5. Okay, and so G minor 7 with a flat 5 would be G minor 7. Just move that bottom note down a fret to D flat, and that becomes a flat 5. Okay, and then we just to go to C minor 7 flat 5 or flat 9, we only have to move the pinky, and then we go to there. Okay, so let's say I do G minor 7 flat 5, and then I want C7 flat 5. See that? Here's C7. C7 flat 5 would be 10, 11, 11, 12. So G minor 7 flat 5, 11, 12, 11, 13. That's nice. And then to F major 7. Now I could go F major 7 with a flat 5, and maybe to a sharp 5, like that. Do you see that? So I can go give some movement down at the lower end there. Another chord we could do instead of F major 7 would be F major 9th. This is a case where again we're not gonna necessarily take the third down to the 9th. We could. It'd be kind of nice. I like that voicing. But we could also take the root up to the third, up to the second, sorry, or the 9th. 9th and the 7th, or 9th and the 2nd are the same thing. And that's just basically an A minor 7 chord. Okay, so it would sound like this. Just a pure G minor 7, C7 to F major 9th. You hear that? There's the bass. Okay. So, what are some others? Let's see. We could do C7. We could go to G minor 7 to C7 with a sharp 5, and you can hear that A flat lead up to the A. That might be one where we would drop down there. Okay, so that's a few just to get started, and it's a very small little condensed area that you can hear that there's a lot of different kinds of chords we can use in here. So G minor 9th, C 9th, F 9th, F major 9th. Okay, so some of these will be written. I'll put the numbers out in the description of the video as well as on the blog. Until next time, we're going to get started down here now. We're going to go back down here. We're going to do 2 5 1s in the key of C. Okay? God bless you guys. Talk to you soon.